and welcome to the Akashic Almanac Guidance from Within podcast. I am your friend and host, Brittany Woods, bridging the seen and unseen worlds of our reality. Today I have a lovely guest and friend, Wildeby Borges. She is a naturopathic doctor, yoga, and meditation instructor, and currently an Ayurvedic medicine student located in Puerto Rico. Wildeby is the founder of Cosmic Prana, and we talk about her spiritual and healing journey, her practice today for her patients, and how you can better cultivate self-care during this time. If you wish to learn more, you can contact her at cosmicprana@gmail.com, and her Facebook page is Cosmic Prana. All will be linked in the description for easier access. If you enjoy this episode, please share and subscribe. Hi everyone! Today I have a very special guest. Wildeby and I met in 2016 during a yoga teacher training, but not only was it a yoga teacher training, it was in the capital of yoga, Rishikesh, India. It was an amazing 5 weeks, and I feel like even though it was 4 years ago, our journey hasn't ended. Like, we've reconnected, and here we are. So thank you for being here.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure to be here and share this space with you.
Thank you. I want to begin just by you have so many talents and gifts, and you're sharing them all with the world. And as you develop, like as you're studying and you're developing like what you want to teach, I want to learn more about you, like your journey to get to where you are today, because you've done so many things already, right? And now you're a mom, and that's a new adventure, an entire new adventure. But so if you want to start, I just want to learn more about you and your path.
Okay, thank you, Brittany. Okay, let me see. How can I begin? There was this little girl that just loved nature and was raised by these very, very nature conscious parents in the island of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, that's where I live. And I grew up always surrounded by animals, all kind, not just the dogs and cats in the normal household, but birds. And I remember a time when different wild species were near in my surroundings. I went hiking, camping, and this island in Puerto Rico is great for that. It's great for exploring nature because in just 100 per 35 mile width, the island has so many nature to offer us. So I grew up and I just loved being exposed to nature. When I went to college, I graduated general biology, and after that, I started working as a at a environmental conservation agency as a natural interpreter. That's like a tour guide, but in charge of telling people specifically things about nature and how we coexist. So I learned a lot about that was in 2013, 2014, and a little bit of 2015. After that, during my experience as a environmental interpreter and a tour guide, visiting these many spaces in nature, taking people there, reconnecting with Mother Earth, I started suffering hypothyroidism. And my thyroid was just lazy, and I didn't know what to do. I started taking my Synthroid, my levothyroxine, that medication. um, I started feeling good for a little bit, and then I needed a higher dose, and then I was having many other symptoms ranging from extreme constipation, edema, swelling in my face, obviously the weight gain, the insomnia, the anxiety, and a little bit of depression. And I have always been this very positive and optimist person, but I was starting to get worried. I remember once I was giving a tour in forest in in the south part of the island, and there was a woman, an elder woman, that looked at me during the tour in one of the stops that we made in a big, huge, amazing, and beautiful tree, medicinal tree, by the way. Um, and she told me, "Hey," in Spanish, obviously, "Hey, you have something to do with nature, and somehow I feel and I see you teaching." Um, I was amazed by that because at the moment I was studying for the MCAT because I felt that I wanted to become a medical doctor. At the moment, that was 2015, and I kind of felt drawn to the words of that woman. After that, I started, to research about teaching medical environmental medicine and that kind of path. But it was when a friend, a very well friend that I met working there in that company, that she told me, "Hey, there's this program about naturopathic medicine in the town where I live, in Gurabo, Puerto Rico." And I was like, "What? Natural what?"
Mhm.
um, I started researching that, and I learned that it was a 4 year to 5 year program in which you learn medicine and conventional medicine. You learn pharmaceuticals. You learn the basic medical knowledge that every medical doctor has. You take two board examinations. The second one is divided in three parts. You take all these classes that the specialty classes, and like a medical doctor, but you also have this experience in the program that takes you very, very deep into botanical medicine, western botanical medicine, homeopathy, not traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture, energy medicine, mind and body medicine, hydrotherapy, nature cure, and my love, which is Ayurvedic medicine and Indian medicine. And I was shocked when I saw that curriculum. I for I think it was a divine call that that woman told me that under that tree, and then my friend, out of nowhere, because I never asked her, out of nowhere she told me, "Hey, I found this program and it looked like you." So here am I just graduated the naturopathic medicine doctorate in past June, and now I'm a naturopathic doctor. I am in my second post doctorate degree in Ayurvedic medicine, so I kind of specialized in Indian and ancient medicine, and that's my passion. So, last but not least, in the middle of my naturopathic medicine degree, I started to go deeper inside my mind, and I started to make more transcendental and deep questions about existence, and I started to have this kind of constant questioning about things in my life, things about my health, things about the world. Somehow I learned, and I met two of my very best friends that I did in the program. Um, Ismail and Jose, and we kind of started wondering about yoga and how yoga had come to the three of us at some point during the program and hit us in the subconscious mind, like, hey, hey, have you done yoga, or have you ever wondered what yoga is? So we started doing yoga under a tree in the college campus, and we started to research about going to a yoga school and getting that training. We ended in India, as you mentioned. That's where we met. I remember, and that's where everything began. I mean, that's when this Wildeby that exists now started, changing, evolving, and growing in the physical, mental, spiritual, astral bodies, to get to where I am, trying and trying to follow my divine message of healing people with nature.
Yeah, I think that's amazing. I want to touch on the fact that there's this saying, and it's like you have to hear a message 3 times, or a message will come to you 3 times, or however many times, until you actually pay attention to it. So if something is coming into your life and it's keeps being reiterated, right? Like you met a woman and you were by this medicinal tree and she said, you need to teach, right? And then your friend said, have you thought about naturopathic medicine? And it's like you had all of these little things come into your life that helped push you and guide you to where you are today. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah. I want to mention a very interesting thing that happened to me while in India. I mean, many of us that go to India experience diarrhea, right? And that's really normal. But my diarrhea healed me. My diarrhea literally healed me because as I was having hypothyroidism, I also had for at the moment for 9 years this urticaria, which is this hives, wheals, and this rash, very itchy rash in all my body, in all my skin, even inside my mouth, even inside my genitals, even inside my eyes. I don't know. It was insane for 9 years out of nowhere. No immunologists, no allergists, no MDs could get to the point or the root cause of why I was having those allergies in my skin. I at the moment was not allergic, apparently allergic to anything. No food, no medication. So I was a slave to cetirizine 10 milligrams, that's Sirtec. Sirtec 10 milligrams on the night, every night for 9 years, and this Claritin, antihistamines in the morning. So I was slave to two medications daily, which got me very, very inflamed, very, very out of my natural capacity to heal. They were suppressing the symptoms, but I was not treating the root cause. Somehow when I went to India and had diarrhea for 40 days, I never
Mhm.
got dehydrated. I mean, I got really sick once, and I even had visions and I hallucinated, and that was part of my spiritual awakening. I mean, I received messages while being sick. So I really sick? That's the question. I healed. When I was in India, I stressed because I got out of Sirtec, and I was like, oh my god, I don't have my allergy medication. This is going to get real. I am going to get really sick here. Oh my god, we were in this really sattvic diet there. Do you remember the vegetarian, no meat,
Mhm.
very very clean diet? And I was okay, healing my gut, but also having diarrhea kind of cleansed all my intestinal mucosa, and that's where apparently the pathogen, either physical or energetic or metaphysical pathogen, was there. That was cleansed when I came to Puerto Rico. And after having 40 days of diarrhea, I never needed another allergy medication again. And my hypothyroidism, was gone. Like I monitored it for a year after India. Every 3 months, my TSH, my thyroid panel, all levels back to normal. So what I did, yoga. Yoga. Yeah, yoga.
That is an amazing story, and I have to say, we have a dear friend. Um, I don't know if I can say her name, but I'm sure she wouldn't mind. But she was really sick. Like, so she used to live in Colorado in the US,
Mhm,
and she went for years to Western medical doctors. She did everything. They looked inside of her intestines, everything, right? She had this huge illness within her intestines and they did not know what it was. And she couldn't eat, right? Like she there was so many there were scars because of all the things she was going through. She went to India and that's how we met her, right? And she
mhm,
went to an Ayurvedic doctor in India
mhm,
and within the 5 weeks that she was there, he gave her things to do. He gave her the herbs and the medicines, like very natural plant-based medicines, right? And she
mhm,
completely healed herself in
mhm.
India during our yoga training.
Yep, that's how it is. That's how it is. Getting back to the root, to Mother Earth.
Yes. Did you see an Ayurvedic doctor when you were in India?
I saw one, yes. He gave me some herbal formulas for my fever and my diarrhea. My fever stopped. Fever is this physiological process for getting rid of pathogen. I was already rid of my pathogen, but apparently my fever was still going because of all that inflammation that I had. So he gave me some anti-inflammatory herbs, and I took them for like 7 days or something like that. And yeah, everything was gone, but the diarrhea. The diarrhea was there for 40 days.
I
Mm,
think it just is a really good your story is such a good reminder to people to listen to the body, right? Like you're in a new country and all these things are happening, but your body knew what to do to help you heal. And I
yes,
love how you stated, was I really sick, right? Like it totally changed your was I really sick? It changed your mindset of maybe I'm not sick, maybe I am just healing.
yep, exactly. I got reunited with myself. I started to listening to my body. When I came back home, I started eating more properly, eating what my mind from the heart, not the brain mind, but the heart mind, the real buddhi or the intellect that we call in Ayurveda is, that started telling me what to eat, what not to eat, how to rest, when not to, take that nap that is going to increase my grogginess,
Mhm.
or when to run because I like jogging, when to jog, when not to jog, when do you need a really slow paced walk instead, and get calm. So yeah, that's specifically why I started studying deeper Ayurveda, because I love how that um, philosophy teaches how to, go back to ourselves, and not our physical selves, but all the layers of self that we experience in this existence.
I think people underestimate the complexity that going back to nature and to Mother Earth and just listening to the body that there's actually a very high intelligence. Like your body is so intelligent in how it knows to heal, especially when you combine it with what Mother Earth can already provide you. There's a
Mhm.
higher being that you're working with, a higher intelligence. And people, I think, need to remember that, right? Like, we're not smarter because we can manufacture medications, right? Like, that doesn't mean we're smarter. It just means we're going a little bit further away from the root of everything.
That's true. That's true.
I love how you said you started asking questions about the world. So on your journey and as you were learning all these things in your yoga and being a naturopathic doctor, you started asking questions about the world and What was that like for you? Did you go within and question like what should I be doing, right? Like what path should I be taking? How can I best help the world right now? Like what was that like for you?
I always say this. I wanted to be at some point in my childhood an astronaut. I wanted to go to outer space. At some point, at some other point, I wanted to be a diver and a marine biologist, and go deep into the oceans and explore the deepness of the earth. But I understood after India that the deepness that I needed to immerse myself in was in. It was inward that I needed to go to have answers. So I started meditating. I started exploring energetic medicine, exploring the chakras, exploring how the different energetic points in the physical body affect also your ethereal bodies, your emotions. I started to get more connected to myself, and after that, that's when I began listening to my call, listening to and seeing the signals that Mother Earth, Father Sky were giving me what to do next. I could hear them now because I was more calm. I was connected. And yeah, yoga, it's being a pillar. Yoga and Ayurveda, the principles of naturopathic medicine, which is go back to nature. Nature cures, that's when I started hearing them. So when I can see now, I can see now, I can be more sensitive to the messages that life is giving me toward my next step. That's how I want to help people, get in touch back to themselves and start listening their calling.
Mhm. This is such a great segue because I want to ask you, I'm curious about like if people want to learn more about this, and of course they do if they're listening, but how do you blend what you've learned as far as being a yoga instructor and being a naturopathic doctor, and now you're studying Ayurvedic medicine? What is it like for you to blend all of those?
hmm Basically, not being a naturopathic doctor in a Western country, as Puerto Rico, we are similar to what in the United States uh, Ayurvedic medication is. It's not regulated. It's not licensed yet. That's a very legal and um, bureaucratic process. So naturopathic medicine is. So as a naturopathic doctor, I can, you know, explore history taking, or take a case from a patient. I can call them patients, not clients. I can diagnose like a medical doctor. I can even send for laboratory work, blood work, imaging, testing. And I can do, this full Western science based processes to, make Western minds happy. But with Ayurveda and yoga, I can do the magic. I can, okay, Western medicine says this, but now let me go even back to our ancestors' medicine. let me I am very intuitive also. I usually have a patient or a client or a friend that comes to me, and I usually, because I am connected, and that varies with my anxiety or my stress levels, because self care is also important. I need to be caring for myself as well, and resting and taking time between patients, and being a doctor, being a mom now. um, but most of the time I'm very intuitive, so I have this case and I hear or see things, how I can help that person. That acupuncture point might work, but yeah, what about if you touch with that whatever essential oil? And what about if you chant a little bit, or if you chant this mantra? Or what about if you recommend this 10-minute flow of yoga to relieving anxiety, and this nasal cleanse, because when you clean the nose, you're not only cleaning the nose, you're also cleaning your third eye, you're cleaning your pineal gland, and things like that. So I blend them all together, very intuitively with people, and that's been amazing. I learn every day. I'm learning, and I also apply that to myself. I'm very intuitive in what to do today, for example.
This is how I would put it. You are blending like this ancient practice, this ancient wisdom with the new technologies of the modern world, right? Like modern medicine. And I think that is so, so needed, especially in the world right now as people are like evolving on their spiritual path and asking those deeper questions that you were there asking, but also for their health, right? Like you're able to help people who maybe don't understand necessarily Ayurvedic medicine or yoga, but they can come to you because you understand both sides of it, right? Like you understand modern medicine, but you also understand the ancient wisdom and using your intuition. I think we need that so much right now, like being a bridge between the two.
Exactly. That's how I see naturopathic medicine is the door. It's the link in between the. I mean, for me, um, between these ancestral medicine with the modern science. And I can use both things. Let me
Mhm.
give you an example. If I'm dealing with a person that has, let's say, issues with her stomach, let's say high acidity, stomach ulcers, that fire is really, really high in the natural Western medicine. I would, okay, of course, send her for labs about H. pylori, blah blah blah. But I will also help her with chakra healing medicine, chakra alignment. Probably I will recommend Reiki, and we will explore that energetic field of the person and go deep into that solar plexus chakra, that chakra, that wheel of energy that is located where the problems on that patient are, and explore what is happening there. Is there a blockage? Is there a nexus? Is there a deficiency? What can we do? What are we going to use? Are we going to use some herbs? Are we going to do energetic homeopathy or back flowers? Are we going to do some massage and touch therapy? Are we going to do crystal healing? And yeah, that's the beauty of it. That's how I blend them.
I truly believe what you're doing is the future of medicine. And it's amazing how we go and we evolve into the future of medicine, right? Where as we go forward, we're actually kind of going backwards, right? Like we're kind of going backwards to our roots again, into this ancient knowledge that, I mean, Ayurvedic medicine is thousands of years old.
Hmm.
They're not even sure like the exact beginning because it's so old. And so as we're moving forward, we're learning to also go back at the same time. I love it.
Okay. Time does not exist. Either you're moving forward or back, that's an illusion. The answers are always there
Yeah.
for you, and have always been amazing.
I see it as a circle, right? Like we're just going in this circle of completion,
Hmm.
beginnings and endings, but it's all one, right? Like it's all the same.
Well, that it's just that dreaming. I've always been a person that since childhood I have seen things that happen first in my dreams, and dreaming about becoming this is something that happened to me. Before I started studying naturopathic medicine, I had a dream where I went in this little plane and we landed in a forest. And in that forest, we met tribe and native people, and I understood in my dreaming that that was South America. A lot of cacao trees were receiving us, like hundreds of cacao trees. That's the cocoa tree, so for making chocolate, right? And because I understood that cacao is from, I mean, it's from Mexico. There's also plantations in Africa, but in South America, having a very wild and big forest like the one in my dream and having cacao, I understood we were in the Amazonas, like in the near regions to the Amazonian forest. So I went there and I met those indigenous peoples, and I was like, I don't know, 5 to 9 other people. You know that those people that were in my dream were the ones, some of them were the ones that studied naturopathic medicine with me, and I never met them before. So my subconscious mind was telling me already what is my path. And being in the South American forest, that was another question, like, why did I dream about South America forest? Why did I dream about those native people? That got answered in a later dream when me alone went to the same place in the dream, and I was received with this huge and voluptuous vine of plant that received me in her arms and told me, "Hey, daughter, I am waiting for you. Your name is written in my roots." I never knew ayahuasca before, but that was a dream about ayahuasca. So ayahuasca, well, ayahuasca is this psychedelic beverage made from two plants. But that one plant, it's the vine one. It's thought to be the female part of the ayahuasca beverage. And yeah, she is waiting for me there. So I understood that at some point in my life, I need to go down there and meet my mother, meet and hear her what she needs to say to me. And yeah, I just wanted to share that.
I've actually watched this video. It is a TED Talk. It is a banned TED Talk on ayahuasca because it's not backed by necessary science. So the scientist that is doing the TED Talk, I forget his name, is talking about ayahuasca, and what he was saying is that people who have mental illness or even drug addictions who go and journey with ayahuasca, they actually become healed and they're no longer addicted to drugs, or they no longer have anxiety or depression. And it is I mean, I don't know much about it, but what he was saying is that people who take ayahuasca, they like a lot of times they go on a journey and they call her mother ayahuasca, like they call her mother. And so many people have had this trip where they see her and she heals them. And it's so amazing to me that you had a dream and she came to you just in a dream. And I think that just shows how powerful
Mm.
she is, but also how powerful our dreams are.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know, at some point in my life I will visit her and listen to her, feel her, and let her teach me and heal me, because what I've been doing in my professional life and blending all these philosophies together is trying to heal the world, trying to heal people and get back to their true nature of self, which is being children of the spirit. And I know that I also need to be healed, and that's my calling. And listening to the divine messages of every day, I will know that when the moment would be, and everything happens for a reason.
Yes, everything does happen for a reason. I am sorry, like, I don't think I believe in coincidences. Like, I think coincidences are just divine timing. uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, like, what you're saying is you want to heal other people, but you also can honor and you also know that as you heal other people, you're also going on a journey to heal yourself. And I think
Exactly.
what I'm learning too is that when you heal yourself, you're not only healing yourself, right? You're healing this part of the earth or the part of spirit that is a part of the whole, like this unity, a part of the greater that you're healing. So when you heal yourself or when you're doing a treatment and you're helping other people heal, you're in turn in a bigger picture healing the whole, right? Like you're healing everything, I feel like, because we're all so connected.
Exactly. I always say, always say this mantra in Spanish for me: sano, sanando. I heal by healing. And I've always said that. And yeah, I always hear that from my Mother Earth whenever I go to rivers and meditate and, connect.
Yeah. Yeah. Healing my grandmother, I love her. She actually taught me the energy healing work that I do, but her saying during these energy healing classes is healing is not for wimps, right? Like healing is not easy. And when you do start a healing path where your soul is on a healing journey, it is not easy. One thing I was very curious to ask you, you mentioned self-care, and I just wanted to know, for anyone listening, um, do you recommend, just with all like your background and with all that you offer your patients, but just for people listening, do you recommend something that people can take with them as far as self-care, especially right now in the time that we're living?
Sure. Self-care pillars are sleep. You need to sleep well. And if you're having struggle sleeping, which is very, very common with this very uncertain times that we're living, at least try to close your eyes for 10-15 minutes a day. If you have trouble closing your eyes, put a band, put a mask, whatever you need to put, a towel over your eyelids and just close them. Because when we are anxious and we don't sleep, or we don't sleep correctly, it's not about how many hours or when do I sleep, it's the quality of sleep. So if you're not reaching that at the moment, at least close your eyes and breathe. Breathing is life. we can live without food for 21 days, without water for 3 days, but not without oxygen. Not a minute, not 5 minutes. If your body, your brain, your heart is not receiving oxygen, your physical existence won't be able to cope. So you need to breathe. That is my first recommendation. Look for pranayama techniques, control of breath. Animals that retain their breath for longer periods of times, like turtles and whales, that only breathe 3 to 4 times per minute, last more than 100 years. Humans last about 80 years average, and we kind of breathe from 12 to 18, yeah, sometimes 21 times per minute. Dogs that breathe about 21 to 30 times per minute last about 10 to 18 years. So there is this positive correlation of the retention of breath and longevity. So breathe. That's my first recommendation. Eat properly. Eat when you're hungry. If you need to fast, fast. Listen to your body. Do not overindulge in sweets and also refined sugars, processed foods. All those things create inflammation in your body. And inflammation, physiologically, what inflammation is an overreaction of your immune system. So if you indulge in those things and you create inflammation from the gut towards the rest of the body, because remember, you cannot affect the physical without interfering the other ethereal bodies. If you overindulge in that and create inflammation, you are scaring away and also tiring off your immune system. And if you do get sick by external pathogens like influenza or COVID-19, you won't have the energy. Your immune system won't have the energy to, heal you and increase that prana, which is that vital energy, the chi in Chinese medicine, or the vital force, your vis medicatrix, your own healing power of your nature. Also, you need to have recreation in your mind. Read books. Go for a short walk with your dogs outside. Take the sun in the early morning, not after 10 a.m., but in between the rising of the sun and 10 a.m. Have a sun bath outside 10, 20 minutes. Increase your vitamin D levels in your body. Vitamin D is thanks to the sun. So we don't need to get medicated or supplemented with pills. Everything is in the food and in the earth.
Mhm.
Go back to the elemental forces. Take the cold but healthy wind of the evening breeze in your face if you can. Right now, with this social isolation and this quarantine that a lot of countries are having right now, the pollution of air has decreased significantly. So get to your balcony, get outside, get to your patio, and breathe. Take that sun bath. Do yourself a good massage, a massage with sesame oil before 10, 20 minutes before having a bath. Use aromatherapy. Sleep with some drops of lavender essential oil in 1 cup of water and in a diffuser. Or if you're feeling kind of congested in your sinuses, do a neti pot. Cleanse your sinus with saline water if you're not congested. Use eucalyptus essential oil in warm boiling water and inhale that steam. Those are things that heal you and prevent disease. Do what makes you happy, and always, always, always have faith that everything happens for a reason. And try to reconnect to yourself and start listening to what this moment in time is trying to teach you.
Wow, absolutely amazing. So, breath, right? Like, remember to breathe, focus on your inhale and exhales, eat properly, no processed sugars, like, don't cause inflammation in the body, and enjoy the sun before sunrise, well, sunrise before 10 a.m. Be in the sun, recreation, books, walks. Wow, I love it all. And you're right, there's so much less air pollution right now. Like, take advantage of it, right? Like, go outside, be in the clean air because it's been a long
Hmm.
time for a lot of people on the earth, especially in bigger cities, to have clean air. It's a gift. Um, increase prana. I love that. Like, increase your life force. And yeah, so many beautiful things. Thank you.
Thank you, Brittany. Thank you.
I have been
Hmm.
giving Akashic record readings. And one thing that has occurred over and over for people, it is a thread um, for people to hear right now in general, is don't overdo it with what you're putting into your body. I think a lot of people are freaked out right now because of the state of the world, which is totally understandable. But in doing so, a lot of people are crowding their body with like vitamins and minerals and supplements that their body doesn't necessarily need. And a lot of the messages that I've been getting is slow down, like let your body just naturally heal itself. And by food, like eating close to the earth, like by what you eat, you're going to be okay and you're going to build your immune system. So I'm just going to say thank you for saying that because the message has come through for a lot of people, but hearing it from you, I think takes on a whole new meaning.
That's exactly what is um, being told to us from the spirit and from the divinity. So, yep. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you for this opportunity.
It takes a lot of courage to share your story with the world, and so I want to say a very big thank you to Wildeby for being on the show today If you wish to learn more, you can contact her at cosmicpranabyWilday@gmail.com, and her Facebook page is Cosmic Prana. All will be linked in the description for easier access. If you enjoyed this episode, please share and subscribe. Have a wonderful day.